Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for November the 13th. Yes, yes, I know what a calendar is. Think I'd be able to figure it out by now. And hello to you, Chris. And hello to you, Savi. Good morning, welcome to you both. Finishing up the two ground things here because I know how fond Chris is of ground stuff. Since I had some ground damage, I figured, let's just sit down here and take on a few of the Borgies. Come on, 19,600 to go. Remodulate. Yes, I know, move the remodulate to an easier key like O or 0 or something where you're going to see it all the time. And I have a Chris with me. Good morning, Chris.
Hi there.
Hi. I have 50 points of damage left. There we go. Whew.
Nice. I need to do rerolls apparently.
What'd you get?
Definitely not dealing physical damage on ground, and God, no, not 60 battle zone.
No, that's definitely a reroll. I had physical and plasma damage on the ground, but the only physical weapon I had was the Beowulf's blade. It was surprisingly fine. Did great damage.
Beowulf's blade in the game?
Yeah, it came from the the Halloween event we just had.
Oh, that one I didn't take part in because I refused to take part in witchcraft and Star Trek. Yeah, I get it.
It's a semi-decent blade.
So there's a new event going on?
Yes, it started yesterday at noon. This is called the Feast. It's one we've had before. You have your choice of ground. You can do bug hunt. Space, you can do the swarm.
Oh, goody. The incentive is a ground kit module, microvirus array.
Oh, I never pay any attention to what the modules are.
It's a universal kit module. It's the microvirus from Voyager, probably. It automatically summons a microvirus unit to assist you in combat. It does toxic damage, 80% shield penetration, toxic damage, and run speed decrease. 20-second recharge if it dies. I guess it's just the thing we got in Voyager. I mean, the one that made Janeway go full Ellen Ripley.
well phrased. No, that's a perfect description.
I mean, it was like an attempt, tagging on Alien a little bit, because she's carrying a rifle, she wears just a tank top instead of the full uniform. It's like, okay, you're pulling off a Ripley then. I see what you're doing there.
That or she's pulling off Picard from First Contact.
Oh, that's true. I don't know who she was cosplaying more.
That's actually who won the cosplay contest at the Chicago convention. Someone playing, excuse me, I have to put the dog on the ground here, playing Badass Janeway. Excuse my language.
Badass Janeway is not bad language. It's a thing.
Yeah, some people might be offended, but anyway, so that person won over somebody who did data from the Enterprise, when they're on the 18th century sailing ship. That person handmade the costume, and it was brilliant.
Well, it did look amazing. I do remember those costumes. I don't like the sequence happening on a holographic ship, but yeah, it's still... The costumes were always immaculate in the movies.
And this one, she had done a brilliant job. She and I had a lovely chat. Because she's like, you're going to do cosplay? I'm like, nah. And she goes, well, you should. That's a good costume. I'm like, well, are you doing it? And she said, no. I said, I'll do it if you do it. She said, okay.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
I have discovered the craziest thing. They have... You remember the last episodes that were released with the storyline in SDO? Where they've introduced even Control Borg?
Yeah, absolutely.
They've updated the assimilator.
Oh, have they?
Playable assimilator. You can actually have a control assimilator now. It was only the Borg Kingdom and Collective, and then if you had the previous Borg ship and the standard green Borg, but now you have this blue Borg, which is so cool.
Yes, Sav. Sav says, still waiting for Mom in Latex. Well,
why?
It's a joke from an old show we did like years ago, and she said something about that, and the dogs at that moment started howling. It was a perfectly timed dog. But anyway, Sav, to that point, about 8 weeks ago, I started working out at the gym with a trainer. And trainer being trainer sees me, older mom, come in and goes, okay, what's your goals? So I whipped out my picture of Wolverine from the ending sequence and said, that. He said, okay.
Okay.
So I'm embracing my inner Hugh Jackman, Sav. Maybe there will be latex in the future. Unlikely.
Did he actually wear latex?
Mm-mm.
I think he didn't. Wait.
No. That's Hugh Jackman. But my point is, I'm not going to go around without a shirt on. But I could wear something else.
That's fair.
Yeah. So after 2 months in, they do the body assessment, and he's like, "Well, you've gained 10 pounds, but half of it is muscle." So we're doing some diet modification for the next 2 months.
Well, if it's half of its muscle, then it's already like something being done.
Oh
well.
yeah, definitely. I can see it in my face and in my hands and in my measurements. So things are trending in the right direction. But I like miracle cures. I'm like, I've been working out for a month. Shouldn't I look like that? And being the nice person that he is, my trainer's like, Hugh Jackman worked out for 18 months to do that with professionals. Oh.
Yeah, and he had a very strict diet, paid for, all that, like, hard work completed. So that's different when you just go to work out on your own.
Yeah, and I work out an hour a day. He works out like 6 hours a day for that. But it did look good.
I was gonna say, like, definitely a lot more effort put into it. But then again, he's getting paid to look like that, and plus, on the shooting days, all of them say it's dehydration.
Yeah, to make the muscles pop like that, you
don't eat too much. Like, just like you're starving, you're thirsty like hell, like on the desert, and you can't even look at water. It's awful. Just to look good on the movie set. Like Henry Cavill did the same thing for The Witcher and other things, and like Superman. So yeah, can't wait for his Highlander.
Can't wait for him in Warhammer. Sav, it's a high-protein diet rather than carnivore, though I happen to like meat, but biggest issue I've got is it's a pain in the butt to go to the grocery store and actually cook and work and go to the gym and repaint my house and move furniture and build furniture and blah, 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 blah. So, hey, I've got a protein shake downstairs. Yay!
Oh, God.
I've been trying different brands of protein. The one that's the best is the one that they have at the gym, where they mix the protein powder with almond butter and almond milk and some unsweetened coconut and Greek yogurt and cocoa powder and vanilla collagen protein. Yeah, it's also like $20 each, so not something we're going to do 3 times a day. But it's really tasty. It's like eating ice cream.
That's good. That's always a plus.
Yeah, it's really delicious.
I'm like not eating too much meat anyway. Some types of meats have started to like repulse me. Like I'm aftertaste that I just don't like.
I'm exactly the same way. That's been the hardest part of doing this diet. This food at this point. Quick question: if you are watching this on Twitch, I put a scroll on the top line about the coffee that I'm drinking today. Is that too slow of a scroll? Should I speed it up?
It is slow. I'm not so. I mean, it could be a slightly faster because like some people might get impatient to actually get through the full line of text.
I'm gonna take it up.
This morning live stream is brought to you by Devil Dog Coffee from Gun Barrel Coffee, Batavia, Illinois.
And then I put on their...
There's an address. Ooh, nice.
Yeah. A portion of their proceeds goes to local charities related to first responders and canine rescues. And then I have different ones depending on what my coffee is of the day. So a lot of the coffees I drink are from Grounds and Hounds. So like, let's take that one off there. And then this is the Grounds and Hounds. And then it's got the website for this. But Grounds and Hounds has a theme of every cup saves a pup.
Dog sleeps in my bed coffee. I love it.
It's an extra caffeinated coffee for those days when the dog does sleep in your bed.
Ironically enough, there is a dog sleeping in my bed right now.
Yeah.
Oh my bejesus, it's snowing.
Is it really? Oh my gosh. How wonderful.
Outside. No, it means that it's freakishly cold.
No, just means it's cold enough to snow. We'll get back to Devil Dog, because we're doing Devil Dog today.
Anyway, I managed to get everything to space.
Yay! Well, I have
All
AP...
the endeavors, and I still need to do the dailies.
Perfect. Let me put some AP up there and we can go do stuff.
No, I need the AP damage, I need Hurricane Frigates, which you can actually do in Swarm.
Yes, you can. We can take care of that.
And there's phaser damage I need to do as well, but that's easy as well.
What the heck? How can I have so much junk in my trunk, so to speak?
Oh, I don't know. You don't clean out your inventory fast enough.
No, I have a very small inventory on this one.
Oh yeah, I can see. You're already like full capacity.
Yeah. I went through and cleaned out a lot, but I've got to go through and open up all these marks boxes, and I just don't need the marks right now.
Yeah.
AP. Oh, okay, let's go that one.
There was a limit of what you... I mean, if you could have a separate thing for marks, like, why does it need to be in the box? Why can't it just go into the stack?
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we stack marks? I think that's
I
something Saab mentioned yesterday.
I don't understand why they have to, like, you click on it and it gives you marks. Why not just put those marks into the stack already, and I don't have to, like, have a space in my inventory taken away?
Yeah, well, I have to actually think when I open up the marks boxes, like, gee, what do I need today? Blah, 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 blah. We do not need Mom thinking in her spare time. It's not good.
For the boxes that you get from TFOs, it's not like you can sell them. You just open them and they go to your R&D. What's the point of having the...
I don't know.
Can they just go there already?
The thing with the marks on some things, you can move them from one account to the other. So a lot of times I'll move them into my account, and then let a different tune take them. Thinking is illegal in Soviet Canada. Yes, but it still might be better than it might be here. But we're not going to go there today.
Did I miss something? Did you change affiliations in Canada?
No, it's just people here are crazy right now. I just keep going. I can suck it up for 4 years, but it's going to be tough. It is worse up there. I'm going to come move in with either Pi or Chris. Just head over there.
I mean, sure.
Don't worry, I'd ask first. Anyway, let me send you an invitation here, Chris. I know you weren't on yesterday, but we did have some fun. Different people were in the game.
I totally couldn't. I was...
Yep, no worries. Yeah, I actually got to the office when we were done, and I've had 2 crazy busy days. And I was stupid, because we're interviewing for people to replace me, finally. And I forgot that I was scheduled to be at the gym just before the interview, so I had cut my gym time short by 5 minutes, run downstairs, put on a clean shirt, and find a space in the lobby, and then log into the company website to do this chat with the person, who, by the way, was very good, in my opinion.
Oh.
Yeah, lovely, Sav. Yeah, I empathize. What shall we do? You want to do Swarm, right?
Yeah, I can do Swarm, I can do Bog Red Alert, because I still have 2 of them. I don't know if I'll manage to. There isn't a date set on them, so I don't really know if I'll make it. Is there any even point?
Well, you didn't get it yet? It's through Red Alert's tomorrow.
8 hours, so I should still be able to squeeze in 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you do one today, do one tomorrow.
Yeah. Around the same time. Good.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's do the Red Alert first so we get the timer going on it. Are you ready?
Yep.
There you go. Red Alert is queued.
I just took a teeny tiny puny ship, so...
I had another Red Alert where I barely got to Weeble.
Yep. Affirmative.
We barely got into the Tholian battle when they had it wrapped up, and it's like, but...
It just got here! Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. Especially when I'm on a slow ship or something, and it's just like everyone just went there and just done all, and I was like, oh yeah, thanks. Thanks for the opportunity of a lifetime to shoot.
Well, I finished this one up, so I'm just doing this for dilithium.
Ship. Just don't shoot me.
It is really chilly up here. We have to...
Don't even get me started on cold. I'm freezing in here.
Well, I try and keep the heat low in the house because I'm gone most of the time. And the dogs.
Well, I do because eventually, after I sit for like X hours on the computer, the monitors and everything is starting to give the heat in my bedroom. And this is the only room I'm sitting in anyway, so what's the point in turning on the heat up? But before it actually starts doing it, I'm just like sitting here in my hoodie and just trying not to freeze to death.
I was so cold when I went to bed last night because I did too much that it fell asleep in my sweatpants, socks, a t-shirt, a second t-shirt, a hoodie over that, and a bathrobe.
Oh my god. I was thinking if I shouldn't get myself a onesie. They've actually started selling those things. They're becoming popular here in Poland.
They're here.
Surprisingly, they picked up just recently because I remember, like, I don't know, 6 months ago, as I was like looking into the shops, and it's like nothing. The onesie doesn't. There's just like a name in those stores. And then I found it like last week, and I'm like, oh my god, I want this one and this one and this one, and there's a Pikachu one, and there's a raccoon one. God, there's so many.
That's so cute.
It's just so adorable. Like why? All right, I've done my anti-proton, so I'm just gonna.
Sav says, "Have you ever seen Patrick Stewart's 1998 movie Safe House?" Yes, as a matter of fact, I have, and I have a copy downstairs.
No, I have not. What was it about?
It's a ex-com CIA type agent who is in early stage Alzheimer's, and he's got a caretaker taking care of him, and he believes somebody is after him. And he is a safe house. It's actually quite good. I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's quite good. But watching him slipping further into Alzheimer's as this is going on is really interesting.
Yeah, I've seen Alzheimer's at first hand with my grandma. I don't want to get into that.
No, you don't.
One again.
Yes, Sav has a comment there. I'm going to switch to a different account. Give me a moment here. Since we killed that entire account. Somebody, Sav, uses that clip in their live streams. I think it's DT uses it. Good morning, Cliff. Let's grab Peter Porker here. Well, he's got a lot of movies. I don't have all of them, but that one I do have. But let's go into really obscure ones. There was one called Death Train with Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, wow.
And I think it got relabeled as Detonator. So it goes under 2-1, because there's another one called Death Train, too. Let's see, I have Herc Attendants, Terrans on the Ground, and Zenkethi Battlezone Ships. Wow.
Like, the game doesn't like you.
Yeah, and I'm not going to re-roll
it. The temperature here is 0 degrees Celsius, so it's literally at the edge of freezing and unfreezing. It's snowing inside.
Yes, Cliff, it is a pre-Bond movie. It's just post-Remington Steele. So my sister has severe Alzheimer's. She's in a home. She has no idea who anybody is anymore. But her son lives a few miles away from her and goes to visit her every couple of days. Her grandkids go to visit her. Her husband, who lives next door to her son, goes in almost every day when he can. So she's got family there, but they have no idea. And she's the nicest person on the planet. My son calls her Saint Karen. And she is. She is a lovely person. But, much as I want to go see her, I don't know that I want to go see her.
Yeah, that's why I kind of stopped, like, frequently visiting my other grandma, because, like, when I've gone through all this, and I saw, like, that was my grandmother from my dad's side, so, they did have, like, fun memories of her and all that, but when I saw her, like, turning into this unhinged child, literally, that doesn't know what's what and just keeps getting lost in such a mundane tasks. I just don't want to see my other grandma going through the same way. She was a walking enterprise, even though she wasn't very well educated with war and everything. But she was an enterprise in her own way. She was like full of life, full of always doing something. She always found something to do, and right now she's just flipping into.
It concerns me because my maternal grandmother, my sister's grandmother, and my grandmother, we have different dads, but she had Alzheimer's in her last years of life, from like when she was 100 until 102. That was horrible. And now my sister's got it, and there's that concern of, is it genetic? But none of my aunts had it, and my mom died in her late 70s. So, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's there.
I'm not sure. I mean, when it comes to my grandma from my mom's side, I don't think it's Alzheimer's, it's just dementia, but it's, it's very similar in terms of like losing the memory and losing the capacity to function like a normal person, self-sufficient adult. I just don't feel like I want to see that, personally. She was the confidant for me when I was switching apartments, and no one knew because I didn't want my parents to get in on it and start telling me what to do. Grandma actually managed to keep the secret to herself, and now she just doesn't even recognize me. It's just like heartbreaking. It is what it is. It's life, but I don't want to remember her that way.
No, not at all.
That's the thing. I remember because like we had to get her into our house because we had no money to actually get her to a home. Waiting periods for public homes of that sort took at least around a year to actually get her off the waiting list and get her in. And we had to do something with her for those 11 months. And the way she was like dismantling our family in the most efficient way, and we were completely unprepared mentally to what it means to have an Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Oh God, it's so hard. So hard.
Alzheimer's person at home. My mom was still working. My dad was working, and his work was like he's gone a month because he was a truck driver. He was a truck driver all over Europe, so he could be 4 days a month at home. And we were left with her alone, and that was in my final high school years. So we had the maturation exams and preparation to all that, and I had to deal with all that, and my school wasn't even close, so it was like an hour away before I could get back in on the edge of like my mom actually going to work, and leaving her alone was just such a terrifying experience, because you don't know, she's gonna unplug the gas.
Yeah. That's
Kapow! We were hiding knives for the night. We were closing ourselves in because she would leave the apartment in the night. It was awful.
When my husband's mom started to slip away, we brought her to Illinois because that's where we were living. And this isn't about the conditions or anything, but the way they ran this place was you bought the apartment. So let's say it cost $100,000, probably a lot more than that. And then, well, here's the thing. You bought the apartment, and then you lived there rent-free for the rest of your life, whether that was a year or 20 years. So if you figure it out that way, it's not bad. But then it gets even better. When he passed away, and whoever bought the apartment next, you got the money. So you got your original $100,000 back. So if, let's say, they went into...
to begin with.
So let's say they went into the nursing home after that where they needed care, and they sold the apartment, you would now have that $100,000 ready to spend on nursing care. And this actually was a really good idea. And of course you could finance it. And by the way, $100,000 for a place in that area even then was dirt cheap. So it was an interesting way to run things, and for them it was financially viable because they could invest that money in other stuff temporarily. And still had to pay your utilities and all that, but she was able to live there for like 3 years before her health deteriorated, and she actually wound up in the hospital rather than in a nursing facility. And I don't know, I think she had lung cancer. I could be wrong, couldn't have been pneumonia.
No.
Anyway, on that cheery note, you want to go kill things?
I was going to say, shall we?
Knowing you, some swarm?
Yep. Yes, please. I would very much.
We are going to go swarm.
I was hoping that this bulk red alert is going to bring us the Tier 6 X token, but it's just a universal tech upgrade. I don't have anything to upgrade anymore.
Save it for something. Something will happen.
I already have still four epic ones that got nothing to spend on, but yeah, it's fine.
I keep doing new ships, new stuff.
I don't have room for ships anymore.
I was moaning and groaning I didn't want to spend money on ships, and then it occurred to me I still have like 6 T6 coupons from various events.
Yeah, I've got them in my bag because there's like there's like nothing I can do with them. No ships. The funny thing is that if you're a veteran, you've been in the game from the very beginning, and everything that popped up, you just snatch it as it came out.
Yeah.
A lot of bundles don't make sense to you because a lot of bundles that come out are just literally giving you everything that this particular ship class already had. So you're going to get the Galaxy class, the legendary one with the skin, but it's just going to bring you all the same consoles you already have. Same goes for other ships that are in bundles. I'm yeah, these bundles are great for someone who's new and they want to catch up. So they don't want to lose stuff that,
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense to buy this individually because it's still going to be more money. But that was more money, but in the long run it was stretched. So for me, it was more making more sense to buy them individually as they went through than just buy a bloody bundle. So I just want a Ross class, and they want the alternate nacelles for the Connie, and I'm not going to buy the entire 10th bundle for it. It doesn't make sense. I don't even have space for all of that.
Yeah.
They should give you the ability to purchase at least the skins. Why? I don't need a bundle. I don't need the abilities that these consoles that come with
that's it. I mean, if they realize that people want specific things, they should put it out there, perhaps at a bit of a premium price, but let's say you sell one ship that's got it for $30, but you could sell 10 skins for $6 each or something. And people want skins. They want stuff. They don't necessarily want the ships.
I'd rather the cosplay value, having the value of the aesthetic than what comes with the performance of the ship. I just don't care for it. So it would just make more sense to me if I could just, And it's especially that this is hardwired as an ability into the store. You go to the tailor, for instance, during the bundle sale, and you see that this skin could be purchasable, but for the price of the entire bundle. And I'm why not give me just a skin and just shove that bundle elsewhere? But no, it's just not happening. They just want the full thing, and I'm not going to happen.
True. By the way, Cliff says it's a bit much doing the Swarm and the daily event at the same time. Yeah, it is, but it's only through tomorrow. And for those of you like me who do not want to do the event constantly, I do believe you can bank the TFO. I will find out for sure today.
Excuse me.
Do you know banking? You do the TFO. Decide on which marks you want, but don't complete it. Just log out of the tune without finishing off the event.
That's why people have multiple tunes. I can't have that.
You only have one tune?
Yeah, the one that I actually have leveled up and I'm actually using, yeah.
Well, then you're not doing it right, Chris. Yeah.
Sweet.
So I have so many tunes that'll probably go around do Swarm. I was running Bug Hunt with all 4 of my tunes at once yesterday, which just killed my computer running at 4 separate tunes, trying to pop back and forth on all the monitors.
Jesus. I'm surprised it didn't blow up.
It wasn't happy. And it still took as long as doing it twice on 2 tunes and 2 tunes, so I will just go over the weekend and run it constantly and make a note which tunes got it so I don't accidentally do it on a good tune. Did we get that? Yeah, we got that last one. Yay.
Well done.
Thank you, Odo. I haven't tested it to make sure you can bank the TFO, but I believe you can. I've only had it happen once where you couldn't bank it. And Mar Hawkman found that one out. Alright, I've got the Far East one here. Well, I need a new PC, but I don't want to have to get a new PC because I played the game too hard. That would be horrible.
I just want next Wednesday to come already.
What's next Wednesday?
Wednesday is Stalker 2 coming out.
Stalker
Friendly.
2.
Stalker 2, a video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I've been waiting for it since 2009 when the last Stalker game came out. And then there was rumor about a sequel, then they were making a sequel, then it was shelved for some years, and it's finally coming out. And it's kind of like it's actually a Ukrainian game that's made in Ukraine, and they had it delayed for over a year in total because of the war.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, but eventually it's finally coming out, and I'm super excited. Like, it's all around the Chernobyl exclusion zone. It's just like a fantasy version based of a book of Tarkovsky, I think. It's a roadside picnic. I think you know it. There was a movie about it.
Oh, okay.
As well.
No,
Roadside Picnic.
Doesn't sound familiar, but that doesn't mean anything. We were talking movies because
it's
things get
the
retitled all the
1970s.
time.
It's a 1970s
Oh, then I
Soviet film. It's a very weird philosophical thing.
I've
It's
probably
like,
seen it then.
it's just, like there's a zone and there are stalkers coming into it looking for artifacts, and there's a monolith that is supposedly granting you wishes.
Oh,
But
we
it's
missed
like a philosophical thing.
the Far West one. Isn't
Oh
done.
no, you still got 5 seconds. The stupid jellyfish, like he's already camping, and we're gonna miss it.
Missed it. Okay, it's on normal anyway. It doesn't
Thanks,
matter.
camper. Thanks, camper. I really hate jellyfishes.
They have their place, but hit
Yeah,
the.
in the
Go
event
camp
that-
on top of the satellite so you can at least get it.
Well, they didn't, and they weren't close enough to pick up the interaction.
But you can flip it around. Yeah, you get a 2-minute delay, but I don't care. All right, you get
Well,
A.
I
We'll take care of
care.
everything else then.
So yeah, I'm very curious about how they managed to pull it off, especially that it's coming out on console as well.
Protect the refugee ships.
And I'm so happy that they managed to push it out, considering everything.
Yeah. Sav says she wants a
So
new CPU. I'm sorry, Sav. I'll
Why
put it
are you
in my. I'll put it in my will. How's that?
Oh my god.
My son gets this. My son's roommate gets that. DT gets this, and Sav gets a new CPU. I'm not being grim. It's just having the joy of my husband dying with no will. Since we were married and everything was jointly held, that was easy.
Yeah.
But my accountant's like, write the will. Update it once a year. But it's done, and if you have a car accident or something, the doggies are taken care of, your son's taken care of, the people you want taken care of are taken care of.
And they're still in the Halloween, All Hallows theme, probably. Because we're talking about morbid stuff.
That's not morbid.
Well,
Hey,
cheerful.
That's true, but it did take me a year to figure out how to get my husband's car in my name so I can sell it. And in that year, it dropped $9,000 in value. So, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and of course now my car needs work, so I got the title. But my son's driving it temporarily, and I'm like, need to go fix your car so I can sell this one so I can not have to worry about taking money out of retirement for a while.
My endeavors are done.
Yay! None of mine are done.
Oh, shit.
Clearly I know what I'm going to do before I go to class tonight. So I'm thinking about dragging my doggers to class moving forward because it's getting cold. Leaving them home alone is really not nice because I'm gone for 8 hours. I thought, we could leave at noon right after I get back from the gym. And there's nice areas where we could stop. I could make a point of finding some parks so we could go take an hour's walk and drive an hour, take an hour's walk, drive an hour, get them some food, get to the school, take them for a short walk after class. And my teacher's like, they can come in.
No, if they can come in, then I don't see why not.
Because they bark a lot.
Do they bark a lot also in strange places where they don't know?
Not strange places, but strange people. But I've told you about the Grandmaster and all the instructors coming over to help me when I was moving my house.
Well, that's different. They came to your place. That was their territory.
Oh, well, the dogs were just hyper aggressive, and the various and sundry grandmasters and masters just walked in completely ignoring the dogs, and the dogs are like, "But we're barking. You're supposed to be afraid." Grandmaster just
terrifying beasts, like whatever.
Yeah, Grandmaster just walks in completely ignoring them. And the dogs
that's how you do it. That's how you do it. They earned his respect. I mean, he earned their respect.
Yeah. And that's what this class is. It's all masters and grandmasters, so. Most of the time.
God, I don't know how to operate this. We have a new ticketing system at work. I mean, that's not new. It's based on the old stuff, but it has a new component implemented into it. It's redirecting phone calls differently, and it's apparently we need automation and ticket routing. So now when the ticket is comes in and is prepared for working on it, it's going to be distributed automatically by an algorithm. I hate the concept. I think it should die at the very beginning of being introduced because it's not necessary. But, you know, my company, efficiency, blah blah. Corporate crap.
I do efficiency stuff at work because that means I work less. Once I've written the macro or the shell or the whatever, my job just got so much easier.
Binary. It's either for your knowledge. It doesn't actually take into account like complexity of the case you have with you, so you might not actually have capacity for something, but it's still going to assign you stuff because you know you don't have your daily quota, and it's like no.
Yeah.
But that idea should die along with the with the job of the person who came up with it. Like, no. You are introducing something that is eventually taking away job of our shift leads. So I hate that it's kind of like AI taking away people's jobs.
AI
and
has
it's making mistakes already, and I'm like, it hasn't even been working for more than a day. So it's like, yeah, don't like.
Okay, for those of you in the States, there's a sandwich company here, a bread company called Panera. And they recently have been scaling back on the number of employees, and instead they're putting kiosks in so you can go in and order what you want.
Of course.
They're a pain in the butt. And while I was trying to order...
Efficiency and cheaper, and you don't have to pay insurance and stuff, so obviously they're going to go that way.
So I went in to order a bagel. A toasted bagel. It took me forever to figure out how to make a toasted bagel. And one of the sandwich ladies walks by and she says, "Do you want me just to take your order?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to learn this." And she goes, "No, you're not." I beg your pardon? She goes, "It's broken. It's been broken on and off for 6 months. They come out every other day to fix it."
Wow. I'm telling everyone I despise concept of replacing people's jobs for automatons or efficiency or cost cutting. If you're starting to cut your costs and you're just cutting it at the lowest, instead of cutting the CEO's wage, then you're doing it wrong.
Cut the CEO's wage. The CEO doesn't need any more money.
Yeah, he does absolutely nothing except being a talking head. There's still a board, and the CEO in my company is more of a figurative person than actually an executive person.
I will say our CEOs, our two owners, take a token salary.
That's it. Well, there you go. They take a token salary, but these guys in companies like mine are overpaid. They come up with silly ideas that have no merit on the lower end, but they don't care because they get paid too much.
Yep. I totally agree with you.
I feel so nice flying the Typhoon. It just looks so good in battle.
There's 2 more, it says, but I don't see them.
They're probably invisible. I'm just launching fire at will and just gonna fly by.
Let's see. They're there.
Yeah. Right. Where I'm going, I can't go faster.
There we go.
Nice.
Let's see. You know what? I'm going to see if this one banks. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some marks, and then I'm going to log out directly from here. So what do I need? Let's take some delta. Okay, so I've marked the marks that I want to use, and I'm just going to log out completely. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to kick you first so we can reteam.
Ow!
What, did I mark those? Yes, I did. Okay, log out.
Yeah, Sof is right. Computers might be cheaper and stuff, but human touch in some aspects just no. And you know what? People hate all the automatons. Like when you have to call a call center, like some sort of place, and you hear that it's a bloody bot that's trying to pretend it's a human, but it's not really doing a great job, and it's just like, yeah. And you have to like, you say what you need, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say it, and you're gonna just like, you're gonna make a wrong assumption.
Okay, so speaking of automated things and getting into scammers, a lot of the scammers now have an automated thing that calls you first and then says, well, we're going to put you on with an agent. And
that's where I hang up.
Oh, it depends on, how bored I am if I'm going to go for it. So yesterday, it starts out with a distinctly person of ethnic origin related to scamming. And I won't go into it any further. And I'm like, okay, I'm driving a car. I've got time for this. It turns out it was perfectly legitimate. It was an actual, real thing. And I couldn't think of a nice way of saying, dude, that's not the voice you want. Put your voice on there. Your distinctly American voice as that first one, because the other one just screams, I'm a scammer, and people will hang up.
Yeah, this is your Indian prince. I want to give you money. Give me your account details. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know
so when I hear that, it's just like, oh, no. And the thing is, we have a lot of people at our company who are Indian, and they get it, but to me, it's just, for me, I know that I'm prejudging them based on their intonation, speech patterns. And I wonder if maybe they outsource that first level to India, because you can do call centers cheaply, but it then gives you that distinct feel that we're getting into a scam.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is the scripts are badly written, so the person in the preliminary one says, are you older than 65 or younger than 65? And I said, neither. And she couldn't parse it because she didn't realize there was a third option.
Yeah, he didn't have that in the script, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And so she had to ask it 3 times. I finally explained, you're asking if I'm older than or younger than. I'm neither. I'm that age. And she still had a hard time, because I'm impressed that she can speak 2 languages fairly well. There's certainly one fairly well. The other one she might speak perfectly, for all I know. But, it's a script. They have to follow the script. Outsourcing should be illegal.
I would
kind of agree with that.
I know, I would totally, because outsourcing, yeah, I get it. You want to make it cheaper, but it makes it such an annoyance in the long run, and it's so annoying that you literally stop. You lose interest in that service. Because honestly, if like my phone company or like my bank move their support somewhere where I'll have to deal with people who don't understand the language, or they just don't, there's an accent barrier that they will just not understand, they will just move away and I'll just not use their service. Not because I'm racist or anything that I have an issue, but it's just annoying. I don't have time for dealing or like explaining someone to like a toddler what I want.
Yeah.
And
we had a phone service that was based out of somewhere in the Midwest. I don't know where. They outsourced their first line of help desk and support to India. And so we had a power outage one day, and because it's voice over internet, something happened and we couldn't get inbound phone calls. Couldn't figure out. I got on the phone with them, and after an hour and a half of trying to explain the problem, and she's, going through her script and all the options, one of the head engineers walks by my desk and goes, the DND button's on. Son of a gun. Just click. All fixed. I'm thinking, that should be like the number 2 question. Is the power turned on? Yes. Is it plugged in? Yes. Is the DND button on? Oops.
Oopsie.
Oopsie. Can we take a super quick break so I can go reheat my coffee, throw on a sweater?
Sure, why not?
I will be right back. And on this one, I've got Terran chips, so we could go do something Terran if you'd like.
Ooh. I like that.
I'll be right back.
Hello, Fluffy baby. What's up? Oh, such a cutie. Can you stop losing hair? Hello. Stop losing hair.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, and then there's the story of the company in England that did help desk work for people in the UK. But they had a snowstorm, so most of them couldn't get into the office one day, so they, for the day, sent it off to their American office. And the first guy to call into help desk was from Wales.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy from America's like, I have no idea what you're saying. I know you're speaking English, but I don't have a clue what you're saying. So they finally found somebody in England to translate Welsh English to English to American English.
But the thing is, I can understand a Scottish accent, I'll understand Welsh accent, I can go along with any kind of UK accent, even if it's like some dialect, because I've worked with all over like British Isles for a few years in the long run, so I don't have issues with them, and I don't get to interact with those people at all, because like, hello, this is Neha, and I have issue with it, and I'm already like pulling my hair out because I know that I will half the time will spend asking the same question 5 times because they didn't understand me,
Yep.
or I didn't understand them because I'm asking too complex questions, and I don't know how to simplify them, not to sound condescending to them, because I don't want to offend them, because I don't want to talk to them like a 5-year-old child, and sometimes it almost comes to that. So I'm just like, no, stop outsourcing. I know it's cheaper, but
In the long run, it's not.
no. I mean, it's not. But
Is Jupiter Eratus okay with you? For
oh,
Terran
yes,
ships?
please.
Okay. I will cue that up for us and
Run
see
of
what
it
happens. I like that one.
Yeah, I like it. I
Yeah.
wish
Go ahead.
we had more social zones in places like Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
We could fly
Yeah,
in there
that'd
and
be fun.
just hang about. It would be fun. Especially that we did see how Jupiter Station looks like from the inside in Picard. What's the problem in recreating some of these interiors?
Don't we have Jupiter Station interior in one of the either redshift or blue shifts, or do we just have a small section of it there?
Oh yeah, we did. But they're not. You can't hang about. It bugs me. They create these amazing maps and interiors, and they're just episodes for episodes.
Sav says Bramladesh. I'm going to assume that there's a strong ethnic component to Brampton, Ontario then, Sav.
Small, yeah. There's more small sections in it. It's not like you can just corridors and mostly just rooms with. I think there's a server room looking like something like it. Yeah, nothing really fancy. No social zones or anything like it.
I could make it a social zone. I'm moving down to New Cara, so don't worry about the fact that I'm running around here.
That would be a great training ground for the team at Deca, where they could just, learn to reuse the assets and just create some social zones.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Why am I getting Spectre's mission? Hello?
Just ignore it. I'm just running down to New Cara to set up for later in the day, since I'm waiting for this to start.
Where the hell did this come from? Oh yeah, you're sharing.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, swear, that could also be Chicago.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
to be told, even in Poland, we have places like that. Even like my city centre is probably it's funny because normally the poorest districts are outside, like on the outskirts or something like it. But not here. The poorest part of the city is the city centre with the oldest infrastructure because they couldn't figure out how to plug them to services even like drainage and stuff. So some houses, I mean, they are renovating them right now, but some of them also have a wooden booth where you go do number 1 or 2 outside, even in the winter. So yeah. Well, it's probably not as bad as on somewhere in Russia, but still, it kind of feels a little bit backwards, considering that we have better internet coverage than the United Kingdom, and we still have places where you can't just not freeze your butt off when you go into your toilet. So yeah.
Well, we have in Chicago. They have a huge homeless population. It's not that they don't have some shelters. They have some shelters, and they have people who help provide, tents so they can sleep during the winter in reasonably warm conditions. But there's also a large percentage of the population that's suffering from, mental disorders. And it's really, really hard. Am I doing a plasma weapon? Apparently not. It's really, really hard to convince somebody they should leave living outside because it's inconvenient for you. Oh, that is a plasma weapon. What the heck? Oh, I'm not wearing any armor. Duh.
Homelessness is maybe not such a big issue, but it still is here, prevalent somewhat. The problem is we have shelters. There are organizations connected to churches and stuff, but you can't drink there. And you can't drink alcohol over there, so a lot of homeless people will just not go there.
Wee woo?
No, it's a wee woo.
I'm a firm believer every time I start doing something, the wee woo will pop.
I know, that's your summon.
Yeah, there are people here who do not want to accept social services, for homeless shelters and things like that, for conspiracy reasons, because they don't want to be indebted, because they want to do their drugs, or their alcohol, or their whatever, or they just want to be on their own. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it.
Well, I mean, you can't force them to live the way you do, but on the other hand, they are kind of forcing their way of life on you when you meet them in a public transport and you're about to vomit because they stink so badly.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not two-sided respect, I guess.
That was well timed. I got the last Tholian as I beamed up. Boop! So I got 2 done.
I saw that.
Yay! Yeah, it was. Swear says I blame Trudeau. Well, yeah. Sorry, but yeah. Do I have anything else in here? Huh. Not much. Interesting. Get out of there.
Is that Canada's PM or someone?
Yeah.
Honestly, with everything that's happening in the US, Canada newscasts don't really reach us too much.
They don't reach us either.
That's
then
weird. You're close.
Yeah. Well, it's because I get most of my info off the net, and therefore it looks at the algorithm, what are you watching? And it feeds me more of that. So when I want to do something different, I have to go hunting. And I thank my son for constantly sending me, hey, have you checked out blah, 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 blah. But the moment you start saying, oh, that was funny, and you liked it, well, they start giving you more of that. But I don't want more of that. I want the other stuff.
Yeah, I think stuff is being shoved down our throats by an algorithm, and I don't like that. By the way, I do like the tendency for like quite huge exodus from, well, formerly known as Twitter platform.
Yep.
To Blue Skies.
You were mentioning Blue Skies. I'm going to have to check them out.
It looks like Twitter in 2015, but it's aesthetically pleasing and it's very safety oriented. It probably is the most complex social platform that you can like block people through an entire list. You will show people with hashtags even in their descriptions or like words in their description that just don't match you, like MAGA for instance.
Huh.
And you can shove them into lists, and you can just force the entire list of people to be blocked off your visibility, and you will never see them again.
Oh, I'll definitely check that out.
And then it no longer is like per invite, so you can just log in. It has an app on phones, which is very easy to use. It looks pretty much like Twitter, like when it used to be good.
Okay.
Barely any advertisement. No algorithmic stuff. You can control your timeline. What is being shown to you, what is not. I've been almost since it started, and I've seen how it grew, and I really like that.
Oh,
and
go take a look at it.
There was an influx of people from X, Twitter, that numbers in millions. So I'm really looking forward to it growing even further. But yeah, Blue Skies is a pretty decent place, I think. Yeah, so far.
I don't do a lot of social media, but I have some family on like Facebook.
Yeah.
Very little, but a few.
That's the only reason why I still have my Facebook, because honestly, I couldn't care less. I don't use it anyway, but you know, some people I would like to stay in touch, and they're not from my country or like not from the same region, so it's not like you can have a phone and just talk on the phone. And I don't use too many Skype / Messenger stuff. I mean, not Messenger, but like WhatsApp stuff, because I just don't like them. So I just like to have an ability to reach out to them. I know someone from New Zealand from like when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Like, would be very weird to like lose them just because I moved out of Facebook and we're not in touch anymore. They don't exist on other platforms anyway, so it would have been weird and sad because I like getting in touch or getting pictures.
One of my cousins posted something about her granddaughter having a school project where they decided to start up a little business, and they're making charcuterie boards. And I thought, hey, that's really cute. I think that's a great idea. And she said they're going to have a open house on this day at this location, which is like 400 miles away from me. I thought, you know what? I'm going to throw the dogs in the car, and we're going to go there. And it surprised the heck out of my cousins, who I haven't seen in 50 years. And buy a Christmas present for myself, because, you know, everybody needs a charcuterie board. Facebook is for old people. Well, Sav, my cousins are older than I am. I'm the baby of the family. Am I the last of the grandkids? No, I have 2 cousins who were adopted who are younger than I am. Substantially, like 5 years younger. Yeah, Chris, definitely. If you're not feeling safe, don't go there. Call them out if you can.
But you can't even report them to the services.
Yeah, I know.
They're no longer protecting people of
I know.
like different orientations. Like, I'm getting porno bots in my DMs all the time, and I'm like reporting them. And there could be an easily written algorithm that could like take them out,
Yep.
so they don't message people, but they don't do anything about it. I report usually 3 accounts per day on that.
Is that on YouTube?
This basis.
Or is it on other ones besides?
On Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter.
No,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Twitter doesn't care.
Yeah. Ever
Twitter no longer
since
cares.
Musk owned it, it just became a hellhole. And like, it's funny because I don't go out of my way to like reach out and read right-wing posts, so they were pretty much away from my timeline. I just kept seeing Star Trek stuff, Tomb Raider stuff,
Yep.
gaming stuff. Ever since the Orange Menace one, this being shoved down my throat in terms of all the right-wing stuff, even local right-wing stuff. And I'm like, why is it here? I'm not interacting with that at all.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get any of it.
But there's an algorithm that's just pushing that out. So yeah, I will never agree with the sentence that, you know, Twitter has become a better place since Musk took it, because it's gone worse. I see it on my day-to-day usage, and I'm starting to like consider deactivating my account. But you know, there are places that are nowhere else on social media, like people.
Well, send them links to better stuff.
I'm glad that some companies are starting to move to blue skies. Like the other day, I saw one of the gaming companies that I've been following that I've opened an account there, and I'm like happy because, you know, I will not lose them if I decide to deactivate my Twitter.
Well, we don't use Twitter for business. We don't use Facebook for business. We don't use Insta for business. We're even stopping using LinkedIn because it's become very awful.
In LinkedIn is so suffocating right now.
Yeah.
It's people patting each other on the back.
And unfortunately, that helps build your SEO. If you can get people to reference you, you do better. If you reference them, they do better. So there's a lot of that.
Yes and no. It depends who you have in the circles, generally.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get better organic traction. But
yeah, for that
it takes
you gotta pay.
Without paying for it. Real organic, you know, the natural organic. The organic.
Bikini pics.
You've never seen the people we work with. That would not be a good thing.
I'm so glad that the European Union doesn't like Facebook and Meta, because they've been banging on all the law-breaking stuff, and they've been enforcing Meta to adjust towards their citizens' protections laws. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I love them being forced to pay hefty fees for breaking some laws and stuff like that. I'm here for it.
Bikini pics on LinkedIn?
I don't think I've ever seen any.
Yeah, I've never seen one.
But that sounds hilarious, to be honest. Considering everyone is like trying to push the business casual vibe of
That's a little too business casual.
What the hell? Well, it is business casual. Like, people are trying to be friendly but still businessy over that. Like, it can be more obnoxious, to be honest, and can be more fake. But you know, it sometimes helps to find a job. So I'm not completely disregarding LinkedIn.
Sab, I know you know that you're not alone in that sentiment.
Oh, I know I'm not.
Well, Sab was commenting on LGBTQ plus and dissension within the group because, you know, it's a general catch-all, and it's too much of a general catch-all.
What's a TQ? I'm not very vested in those. Maybe.
T is trans, Q is queer, +1. I'm not sure what the +1 is, though, Sab.
What's wrong with trans and queer?
No, nothing. It's just that their aims are not always the same aims as the LGB community. So to group everything together is actually kind of insulting. Well, you're all gay, so you must all think the same way, or you're all bi, so you all must think the same way. And that's an overgeneralization that's not great.
Truth be told, everyone who's not right-wing is also automatically being shoved down as leftist, even though they're not exactly
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. So I think generalization is a thing of a civilization today.
Of course it is. It's been a thing since day one.
It's easier to put people in shelves or like in boxes and deal with that.
Somebody once said, it's like painting everybody, not with a paintbrush, but painting them with a roller. It's all one color. It's all the same. And it's not. Everybody's a little bit different, even if they're very similar. It would be kind of
self-contradictory since LGBTQ movements started with trying to like acknowledge everyone's differences without actually making anyone superior to the others. It's like we're supposed to be all different but all like equal in terms of like how we're treated in the society. Someone forget the ideals behind it or something?
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told, I am behind, like, we had, like, our biggest LGBT movement leader as it's called Campaign Against Homophobia here in Poland, and he used to be a leader of this organization, and then he started to become a politician because he created a party that was leftist and was trying to, like, not be woke, but try to be like a reasonable left side. I mean, on paper anyway. And because I started calling him out on his BS, he blocked me on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm pretty much banned on both sides anyway. But I still don't see why kicking out trans people if they're fine out of a queue.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't really identify with an ideology. I just like people to respect other people.
There you go.
Without diminishing for what they are, which they have no choice over, because like it all comes down to whether it's a choice or not. Religion is a choice. Sexual orientation or sexual identity isn't. So it's not like one day you're just like, oh, I think I'm gonna wake up as a woman today. That's what I think it is.
I think that most mornings.
I mean,
sorry.
I know what you mean, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
It doesn't work that way. It's not like one day I was like, oh, I think I want to be the one who's being bullied and pestered because I like men. So I'm just going to go gay today and let's see how that goes. Like, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't a reckoning of some sorts. It wasn't a matter of choice. I would really much rather exchange that to be not standing out in any capacity, but at least at first, I don't care what now, but
Well, Sov says TQ plus are just self-obsessed narcissists who live outside reality. They have nothing to do with sexuality, and we shouldn't have to be lumped in with them. I don't think anybody should have to be lumped in with anybody unless you want to.
Yeah.
Trans are not being bullied in any way. Wrong. And personally, I don't get it. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as you're doing it with either yourself or other consenting adults.
Yeah. Fine. And you're not hurting anyone else, and you're not breaking the law, and why would anyone bother? And why should anyone bother? It's like, yeah.
Well, I should go to an office so I can make some money so we can continue to do this. So I'm going to get out of here. We can continue this very excellent conversation next time. Probably will be on tomorrow, depending on how late tonight goes and car stuff and all that other stuff. So plan on my being here tomorrow. And everyone have a wonderful day. And as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Moopsome.
Moopsy. Moopsy.